everybody, welcome to the show. Today we have Tommy and Jacob from the band Mrs. Magician out of San Diego.
On New Year's Eve, I met a girl. She stole all my friends and then she showed me the whole new world.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Earlier I asked you guys to come up with an album that meant a lot to you, and you brought
Zombies, Odessey and Oracle.
And truth be told, I honestly have never explored a whole album's worth of the Zombies material, so I'm excited to delve into this. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to start things off with the first single off the album, side 1, track 1, Care of Cell 44.
Good morning to you, I hope you're feeling better, baby. Thinking of me while you are far away.
I find this song so funny because it's so sunny and bright by the music, but then if you really listen to the lyrics, it's basically someone waiting for their loved one to get out of jail.
I was in jail one time, and I would call my ex-wife, and she would play it for me over the phone every day, and it was really sweet of her, even though I was being a shithead and got myself arrested.
Yeah.
I got out.
Yeah, you got out.
Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Tell me why you guys chose this album.
We had a conversation about doing a surfer band, and then we started talking about all the bands that we kind of wanted to emulate. We really liked the Zombies. That's why we picked this record, because it's definitely the Zombies' master work.
Oh yeah.
It's their magnum opus.
They purposely went into the studio wanting to create an album experience because they knew at this time albums were starting to be appreciated as a whole body of work, and that's what they were really pushing to do. This definitely was a triumph in a way for the band, and in some ways a swan song. So I want to jump on down to track 4, Beechwood Park.
Your summer world, and we would count the evening stars as the day grew dark in Beechwood Park.
As you guys know, the band broke up right before this album was to be released, and it was only after the fact that they had all this success, and some of the reasons why they broke up were they were overall disenchanted by the music industry, and also they were releasing singles as they were recording. So they had singles out before this album was even completed. With each release, they got more and more discouraged by the lack of hits, and they were getting at odds because of all this, and they just kind of decided once they were finished with this album they were going to break up because they figured no one's going to want to hear it anyway. And exactly the opposite happened. I was doing some research and I went on the Zombies official site. I saw that they were sort of speculating, had social media been around at that time, they probably wouldn't have broken up. Do you think that would have hurt or helped bands back then?
I think it would have hurt them. I think that they were meant to put that out, and it was, in my mind, meant to kind of be dropped and then people to reappreciate later on.
I mean, it is interesting to speculate. What would Jim Morrison tweet it about?
I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what Jim Morrison has to say ever.
He would be the worst drunk tweeter.
And if that's all it would be, it wouldn't even be he would just be hitting his phone, because that was artistic at the time, just to hit the phone, and people were like, look at Jim hitting his phone.
We're going to flip on over to side 2 to start with track 4, Butcher's Tale.
The reason why I like that track is because it doesn't fit into the record, but
You'd be missing it if it wasn't there.
Yeah, it makes the record special to me.
It seems like you guys know a fair amount about the Zombies, and I thought it'd be fun to play a little true and false trivia. Alright, and you guys can play along too. Odessey is intentionally misspelled on the cover.
False.
That is correct. Do you know who designed the cover?
I don't know his name, I know it's their friend.
It was Terry Quirk who designed the art. And when they were claiming that they did it on purpose, it was because the album was a collection of odes. O-D-E-S. In 1969, there were several bands playing live shows pretending to be the Zombies.
True.
That is correct. The Zombies were almost named Chatterley and the Gameskeepers.
True.
I'll go with true.
It is true.
That seems too. I don't think you could have made that up.
I wish I could have made that up. Wow, 3 for 3. In June of 1967, the Zombies were the first non-EMI act to record at Abbey Road Studios.
False.
I'm gonna go true.
It is true. 1997 was the first time all the original members performed the hit song Time of the Season.
I feel like that's true.
I'll go with true on that also.
That is correct. In 1965, the band made their first appearance on U.S. television on The Ed Sullivan Show.
True.
I'm gonna go with false.
It is false. It was actually the first episode of NBC's Hullabaloo. Bonus points. Tell me what they played, the 2 songs that they played.
Tell her no and she's not there.
Excellent way to redeem yourself.
This guy.
I want to move right on down to track 3. This will be our year.
The warmth of your love's like the warmth from the sun, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come.
Okay, this has got to be my favorite track off the album. I just love it. It's got such a great musical tone to it, and I feel it's got a very timeless quality, and I love the message that it brings. It's all about getting back up again and gratitude to those who help you back up. And I feel like the sentiment is if we don't have each other, we don't have anybody. And I think that's a great thing to kind of leave behind in a song.
Yeah, it's cool. That part of the record, it's like, I feel like it's the uplifting moment, and then it all kind of just like mellows out.
I was recently dating a woman,
Bad decision right there.
and I would tell her that all the time. Like, this will be our year. It was just like kind of like an anthem to try as hard as we could to be like the best versions of ourselves that we could, you know?
See, it brings it out.
Yeah.
So let's end with a bang. The last song on the album, track 6, Time of the Season.
It's the time of the season.
Now this is late 60s music perfection. Love it or hate it, what else can I say? I mean, this is just a classic, and because it's been so used in television and movies, you can't help but think of it when someone mentions A Summer of Love. Overall, guys, I am very surprised by this album. The Zombies are the love child of the Beach Boys and the Beatles, all while maintaining their own sound, which I think is just a feat in itself, and I really encourage you guys to check out this album. I'm actually sad that I didn't get to hear this early on, because I think I would have loved this as a kid. And one more thing before we go, I really want to congratulate you guys on your debut album. It is excellent. I must have listened to it 4 or 5 times on repeat. Normally when I listen to a whole album, there's maybe 1 or 2 songs I like, this next one. But all the way through, just a solid body of work. I liked every song on it.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
And it is available on vinyl. Where's the best place to get this?
Midheaven.com.
I really encourage you guys to check them out. They're just a great band. Well, thank you guys again. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us in the vinyl pad.
Well, that is all the time we have for you guys. I am your Vinyl Geek.
I am Thomas C. Garcia of Mrs. Magician.
Jakey T.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
When love runs high in this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in.
You realize that your
2.5 hours.
stylus is not down. They're going to see that. The fans are going to see that.
Well, we've been doing it for how long, and no one said anything. So.
Right on. Right
I
on.
noticed it.
But they nitpick my pronunciation of various names and things, like Mott the Hopple.
Hoople.
Mata Hoople.
Yeah, Hoople. See, did I do it wrong again?